I would like to bring forward this topic, which is our inherent nature, our loving awareness, the awareness of our being, so we can continue to rediscover the nature of your own loving nature, loving awareness. Awareness is light of truth, but yet all aspects of ourself is so naturally loving. It is not the love of the inner love or the first spiritual awakening of love, but it's a love that is all accepting of everything. So it's not an energetic love. It's the love of awareness itself, right? So the loving awareness is you. Yes, it's you encompassing and accepting everything. Now let's stop there for a moment. Let's look at oneself and see where you're at within the totality of all accepting, on all levels, on all that you are aware of. Where are you within yourself? Yes, where are you within yourself in regards of being the one that is all accepting of everything? Now, what we are referring to right now, it is not a message to your mind, right? Trying to tell the mind to accept this or not. Okay, it is beyond the mind where this pointer is referring to. It is the one loving nature that is already in acceptance of everything. So there's no effort. There's no effort, there's no trying, there's no push, there's no pull. It's beyond duality already, your loving nature. Okay? Because the moment we speak of where are you within yourself in this all accepting of everything, and in a moment, we try to see where we're struggling, what we're not accepting, what we are pushing or pulling. And within all of that, you're always going to find conflict, separation, effort, struggle, and challenge. So it is for us to go beyond that to the isness, to what already is. It's the isness that everything, no matter how it's shaped, no matter how it's perceived, no matter what it is, there's a knowing. There's a knowing even deeper than what you see. There's a knowing that all that is seen is already within the all-encompassing of your loving awareness. It cannot be any other way. It's already as it is. It's already being seen, illuminated by your nature, of your loving nature. It is the awareness. Awareness is the light of truth, right? This is why also at this level of awareness, consciousness, two beings that come to support a lot humanity are Babaji and Shiva. So Shiva is known to be the destroyer, the one that destructs. But what is he really destructing or destroying? the illusions, isn't it? The misidentifications of whom we think we are. Thus, there is attachment, misidentifying ourselves with something that we are not. Thus, that creates the suffering that we all experience. So Shiva comes through his presence to destroy that, to cut that out, yes, to help you liberate yourself. And Babaji as well, his presence, he's very, very supportive on this level, supporting people, beings, souls to free yourself and to awaken to the realization that you have always been, you always are, beyond any shapes and forms how we all may perceive the reality that your environment or anything looks like. So it's having the eyes that is able to see through, seeing through, seeing through any shape and form, any manifestation, any reality of any kind. Because as your loving nature, loving awareness, it is beyond duality. Okay, it's beyond the nature of opposition. So your nature is beyond opposition, but yet we fall to the game of illusion so many times. We fall into the opposition, we fall into the duality, we fall into separation, we fall into division. Even judgment is a division. Okay, so we're not speaking here of something physical. We're speaking on a subtle level of any subtle thought that even rises, and you believe in it, you give into it, you subscribe to it. Yeah? When that happens, it's a misidentification. You're bound to suffer. So this is why awakening to this inherent nature of your loving nature of awareness, it's freedom. It brings instant liberation. It's not something that is accomplished in the future. It can be always remembered here now. No matter what is happening, no matter the cycles of your life, everyone, carries with you, isn't it, the cycles of your life. Some may call that, you're carrying your weight, your backpack of your past, isn't it? And it may not be seen, but you feel that you're carrying something with you. You're carrying identity, you're carrying memory, you're carrying a whole lot of stuff which you don't need, but you're carrying it with you. And because it is carried, and life cycles, manifestation, they need to play out in a way. You can't stop what is happening to you right now in your life. There's a process, isn't it? There's a process, there's a timing. Sometimes it's a 6-year timing, isn't it? You can't stop it right in the middle. You have to work your way through it. Yeah, so every cycle has even many other cycles too. But generally, we are working with major big cycles, which bring a lot of growth, a lot of maturity. Once you start transcending, you transcend all of that chunkiness that is carried or felt as weight. Okay, so as you work through it, the more present, the more even deeper, the more you're in the loving awareness, the easier it becomes and the quicker it becomes to transcend and shrink that life cycle. many times, the higher you're vibrating and the higher your level of consciousness, these cycles start to shrink. Things happen very rapidly, very fast, and it's a constant change that it's like just processing, just being processed. And there's so much light here now that it's illuminating it all. It's happening. It's happening for you, actually. You just need to follow through the process, because you can't just cut a major process away. Although, of course, transcendence is cutting through, but the cycles usually don't just end when you want them to end. There is a whole momentum towards that. The more you are resisting that life cycle, that challenge, that situation, the more you're keeping it, you're dragging it. You slow it down. You are the one putting the sticks, in the wheel, slowing the process down. But no matter how challenging it is, no matter how it's experienced in your body, because that's what you experience, isn't it? The sensations, the uncomfortabilities, the heaviness, whatever you're processing, right? But if there is loving awareness emitting through it all, it's not going to take anything away. You're still going to feel everything as is, but you'll be shortening or fastening the cycle. And let's say it's done with more grace. It happens with more grace. It happens with more, opportunity for you to surrender the way through it. To give up your resistances, even though it feels so uncomfortable. So the loving awareness, yes, the nature of our being is so essential to not forget, because it's always here, and we all know that, isn't it? We all know that. But many times we forget, we become forgetful. We become forgetful that deep in our core is already loving nature, is already in acceptance of everything, no matter how it's showing up in your life. So that brings you right back into yourself, not away from yourself, not trying to run away from life or not trying to hide from life. Because these are temporary situations that you may hide for a while. You may try to run away for a while, go to Thailand and, run away a bit from life situations, as an example. But then, when you go, wherever you go, you're taking everything with you. Wherever you go, you're carrying all that you're keeping, all that you're subscribing to, all the misidentifications that you have misidentified who you think or thought you were. So this is such an important, essential realization, that without this realization, we're bound to suffer so much. And majority of suffering is unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. Like, people suffer unnecessarily because there is suffering, because of, for example, health or an accident. There's a timing for healing. There is suffering there, isn't it? There's a timing for healing, but when the body heals, that's it. You're great. But when it's psychological, that may be carried for the rest of your life if you're subscribing to it or keeping that illness. But the body in itself, the intelligence of the body, it heals and it moves on. But yet, through the mind, we keep a lot of identities. It's like even now saying to you, right now, for example, forget your name. Just forget you have this name. Forget all your past. Forget it. It's not even yours. Like, just drop it now. Drop everything. Drop your history, drop your past. Do not identify with anything, at least for now. Like, let it go, just drop it away. As if you do not know yourself. Like, totally blank slate. Forget your language, forget all that you've studied, forget all that you've learned, everything, all of it, all of it. And then this question arises, well, who am I? Yeah, who am I? Who am I truly? And the unraveling begins. I like to say this undressing of your clothing. Take off all your clothes, all the masks. Take off everything. And what is left? What is here? What has always been here? Beyond your name, beyond your history, beyond your childhood, beyond your teenagers, beyond your language, your country, your personality, your character, beyond it all. Undress all of it. But what remains? So what remains has never been touched. That's the beauty. Has never been touched by no mind. Has never been touched by no past experience. Has never been touched by your name or your upbringing or whatever you've been through in this lifetime or in any other lifetime or in thousands of lifetimes on earth or anywhere in the universe. Never been touched, never been modified. And that is your loving awareness, the nature of awareness itself. Yeah, the nature of awareness itself. So you as awareness is not personalized, right? It has nothing to do with any tags that has been placed over here. But it is the one that sees, isn't it? It's the one that sees, and it's omnipresent. It's everywhere. And it's so obvious. It's so instant. It's so right here, untouched by anything. And yet it's so easily forgotten. Well, some people don't even experience their own self in a whole lifetime. But for the ones who awaken to this truth, to this realization, even then it's forgotten. So easily forgotten. It's so easy to identify with the next thing, with your certain fixations, yeah, with where I stand. Yeah, that those are the fixations that create the problems. Or what about me? And the pain body rises, awake, it rises, the pain body. So then when the pain body arises, it clouds once again our nature. Every time the mind rises and you identify with it, it hides our nature. Every time an emotion rises and you identify with it, yeah, you understand that, right? You say, oh, I'm angry, yes, or I'm sad. You're owning it, you're claiming it. Yeah, you're saying, this is me. I am now sadness. I am now grief. I am now anger, right? There is that claiming. That's a misidentification. In that moment, one may say, you're in ignorance. Why are you in ignorance? Because you just have clouded your nature with that misidentification. So this loving nature of our being, awareness, is in the core of everything you see. Whether static, whether moving, whether there's an object, or whether there's no object. Awareness is everywhere. It's within this body. It's everywhere. But since you have this body, this anchor on this planet, because the body is an anchor, isn't it? The body anchors everything here. So your focus and attention is seen through this anchor. This is the anchor on earth. But awareness is still here. It's perforating through this body too. It perforates through all emotions. It perforates through all thoughts. So awareness is everything, in everything and everywhere. And thus, it's accepting of everything. So, if awareness is accepting of everything, then wouldn't you be okay, like truly okay, if a thought is here? Would you be okay if an emotion is here? Would you be okay if there is sadness here, or anger here, or confusion here, or doubt here? You're none of them. You're none of them. You are the awareness that sees these objects, thoughts, this and that, rise and fall. You see the difference. This is your freedom. This is your freedom. This is why awakening to your nature is everything. Because then you can truly say, well, I'm okay, even if your life may seem shitty right now. There is a true okayness, even if it's a big, big thing that you're going through. But deep down, it's okay. It's really okay. Really, like truly deep down. And you may, of course, experience all the sensations and everything and the energies and that person doing this or that person doing that, or my family or this or that. There's always going to be something or someone in your life happening. But deep in your core, there is this great okayness. And this great okayness is the all-accepting of loving awareness. It doesn't come from effort. It doesn't. It doesn't come from you trying to accept it or trying to be okay with it. It doesn't come from that place. It's already inherently here through the loving nature of our being. Now, also, that doesn't mean that you don't have any will, power, or choice to choose or decide. Of course, you do have that. You're the one navigating through life, choosing always what is best for you, isn't it? Of course, you will be navigating through life, choosing what is more in alignment with your soul, more in alignment with your higher vehicles of consciousness. So what I mean by this, because of loving awareness is inherently so open to everything, it doesn't mean that you don't choose any preferences, right? You still do that. That is still happening. It's not being passive and just like whatever, being in an abusive relationship, for example, and just saying yes, loving awareness is all accepting. It doesn't work like that. Yes, this is where many times people get mixed up a bit, not knowing what's the right thing to do. Because here we're investigating deep within our core, and it's to realize that, because that will shift the whole reality. But many times people then, feel a bit confused. It's like, shouldn't I be all accepting of everything? Shouldn't I be all accepting of everything? Well, there is common sense too. Well, look at your life, and maybe you need to redirect your attention and walk away, or change your job, or change your relationship. So there is that common sense as well, that many times maybe people don't fully believe in themselves or have doubts about themselves, not knowing what's the best thing to do. So in the core of our being, it's to awaken. To awaken means to realize that loving nature of our, it's like an eternal presence of awareness. Okay, it's untouched, and from that place within, there is a lot of acceptance, allowance of everything. But in the midst of it, there is still your action. Yes, it's not a passive way of being. Right? There's action, and you're naturally, always want to upgrade yourself or your life experience. Why would you choose to live in an abusive environment, for example? It's obvious you want to live a harmonious life. So do all that you can to come to that place. But in the midst of it all, there is this deep okayness. You see how it's like emulsified? Yes. In meditation, of course, that's when you should surrender everything, lose yourself, everything, lose all the control of trying to fix this or that. In meditation, do that, yes, because that's how you transcend and heal and rise above those lower energies, challenges. But then in life experience, you do what you need to do. Yes, and you know what to do. You have to trust in yourself. You have to, come to your inner clarity, inner knowing, and move from that place. Move from within you, from no one else, yes, from within you. Because only that is in alignment with yourself. Okay, only that. It's for you to have clarity within you and move from that place. And that's also a quality of awareness too. Awareness brings clear light of seeing. That's another quality. So when we are identifying with emotions, with thoughts, with ideas of ourselves, or how we think we need to, behave in a particular way, these are like clouds. And the clouds, they cover the light of awareness. And they have covered so well the light of awareness that the light of awareness has been forgotten. In the background of everything has been forgotten. Yes? So once you start clearing those clouds, then that light of awareness firstly becomes more powerful, more strong, less able to forget who you are. And that brings clarity. And the clarity allows you to recognize, yes, I've fallen in, I've subscribed to this again. Right? And it just helps to illuminate all of that which you are not. And once it's illuminated, then it's okay to have it. That's the paradox. That's the paradox. Once you know that you are not the sufferer, then it's okay if there is suffering in the present. So what? So you see how it all flips, it all changes then, everything changes. Then that's why authentically you can truly be okay with anything. Because it's an energy, or it's a thought, and it's not you. It's a temporary experience that is arising. Sometimes it arises and just falls away, and sometimes it arises and it gives us a problem. It doesn't go away so soon, isn't it? And then we try to maybe fight it, resist it, or break down even because of it. But then the majority of times there's a big opening that occurs. When we break down, it's also a great thing because something greater opens up from within.